Happy New Year everyone, hope you are well. It's been about 2 weeks since we last posted, and that video we spoke about where we were actually going. So for the last couple of months we have been here on the farm. So that video was actually recorded on the 11th of November and I'm doing this now on the 23rd of January, so we've got a whole load to catch you up on because lots has happened. But that is a video for another day. In this video I'm just going to take you around the farm, so where we've been living and the work that we've been doing for the last couple of months. So let's go. So the farm is actually my cousin's partner's family's farm. So who's living on here is obviously Charlie and I, obviously. We've got Sophie, who's my cousin. We've got Tony, who's her partner. They've then got their child, Tio, Tony's dad, Gino, and Tony's sister, Rosemary. And then we've got 5 dogs. So this is actually Gracie here. We've also got Frankie, we've got Lucy, we've got Stevie, and we've got Coco. And Gracie's my favourite just because she's so bloody needy. But she's so adorable, look at her. So being on the farm and obviously being with my cousin and my cousin's partner and his family, it's just felt really, really nice to have that kind of base, and also loads of people that can make you feel part of the family and yeah, give us advice and help us with anything Australian that's like alien to us. And like you will hear Sophie and Tony's name quite a bit because they have helped us so much. So yeah, just an FYI. Let the tour commence. So starting off with, that is Gino's house, and then we've got a big, I think it's called a lime tree. It's a lychee tree and it has loads of parrots in there. And then over there you've got a second house, which is Sophie and Tony's. I don't want to get too close because Sophie's sat out there at the moment. And then you've got the packing shed, and then all around us is just beautiful vibes. That is then Charlie and I's little place. It's called a granny flat. So I don't feel like it's very granny because I think it's quite stylish. And we were under the assumption it was going to be tiny, but that is just perfect sizing for us, considering that we want to live in a van for the next 3 years. So that works perfectly. So the next place I want to take you is the packing shed. So this is where I will work. Charlie works out in the acres and acres of fields with mangoes, but I work in here. Okay, so here is the packing shed. So like I said, men will be out in the paddock picking, and then females will be in the packing shed packing. During our day we work between Monday and Friday, with maybe the odd weekend, and working between 7 till 5, 2 breaks known as smoko, and then an hour lunch. So pretty cushy. So yeah, we've done well with our first Australian jobs. So let's go inside. This is all kind of washing your hands, the fridge, the microwave, anything that you might need. Lots of fans because we need that. These things here are basically for when we clean and pack the KPs or R2s, E2s, and then we've got loads of boxes ready for tomorrow. As you can see, I was working on them earlier today for about 2.5 hours. Then you've got big old tractors because you need them on a farm. So here are, so it's currently a Sunday and all the boys and some other people are collecting, and look how much they've got. So these are, I want to say R2 E2s, and yeah, they've got quite a bit. And then this is the start of the machine, so it goes all the way up and around. I'll show you what it actually looks like. Today on how it's packed. Step 1, washing the mangoes. With certain mangoes, when the stem that attaches them to the tree is snapped, it leaks sap that can cause damage to the skin. So here the stem is snapped and immediately tipped upside down to avoid damage, soaked in soap and dropped into a vat of warm water. Step 2, drying the mangoes. After 5 minutes of soaking, the mangoes are dropped onto a travelator for drying. Step 3, sorting the mangoes. The mangoes travel diagonally up the travelator to be placed into a tub based on size. From here, the mangoes can be packed and boxed with others of a similar size before shipping out. We have here the cooling. So we've got a forklift, which Charlie got trained on the other day for like 5 seconds. He was so happy about it. And then this is what wraps up all the pallets to then send off. Again, another fan because that's needed, and one of 2 utes and a buggy, so they're super kitted out here. So what is the job like itself? It is pretty straightforward and pretty good. So the main issue that you'll come across is the heat. So we're in Queensland during summer, it's going to be bloody hot, so that is the main issue. Sometimes Charlie has maybe bugs as an issue, or the like spiky bits in the grass and all that kind of stuff. There might be things as well for me that might hurt my back or my arms, but very small things. Yeah, the main issue is the heat. And then in terms of my job, like I said, I pack, and the way that we do it is the men bringing the mangoes to us. We then put them into classes. So we've got first class, we've got second class, and then we've got throw out. And then once we've done that, they then get palletized, wrapped up, and then sent off to wherever they need. So it might be Melbourne, or it might be Sydney, or it might be Adelaide, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I quite enjoy the job. I think it's quite therapeutic. At times it might be quite stressful, but it's pretty nice overall. So we have seen the shed. The next part of the tour will be the farm itself. So seeing where the mangoes are, how they're grown, and basically head towards what is known as the mini dam. So let's go. Also, totally forgot to say, if you're sat there thinking, I thought there was only one type of mango, you are not the only one, because I thought there was only one type of mangoes. But at this farm just alone, it has 11 types of mangoes. And that's not even all of them. It's insane. So if I can use my brain and try and remember some of them. So we have on the farm, we have Kia Savoys, which are Thai. We then have Nandoks that are Vietnamese. We then have Keeks, KPs, Phalan, and there's one other, I just can't remember it. But anyway, that just blew my mind. Every day's a school day. Right, here is the little dam that I was talking to you about. Some of you may question whether this is a dam or not, and I too believe that is questionable also. So like I said, this is supposed to be the mini dam. I would probably class it more as a pond, but it does have some fish and it has some turtles in there, which is nice. We usually come down here for a little walk with the dogs, but at the moment, if you can see me keep scratching at my bloody legs, is because there's these bloody flies, or I don't know what they're called, they're mud flies or something like that, but they don't leave your legs or your arms or any part of your body alone, and they just end up being like a massive version of a mosquito, which is not ideal. So I'm going to move on and I'm going to take you to the big dam. So let's go. So earlier when I showed you Frankie, I suggested that he was fighting an emu. He got into a fight with an emu the other week. It was in fact at this spot where he was fighting it. I'll put a little video of the one that Charlie recorded. It's like humongous. We didn't actually get it like trying to attack the dogs, because obviously we were trying to save the dogs. So a scary moment, but a very Aussie moment. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. So this is the point. There you go. He's gonna double check to see if the emu's still about. I'm just going to do a quick detour because there's something around the corner that I actually want to show you, and then we can continue the tour. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Good boy, Coco. So this is the chicken coop. So I'll just get a little bit closer so you can see. They're all up the top. Don't know if you can see them there. And then you've got a rooster there. So my fun story is basically the little chicks, or what they call in Australia chooks, they started disappearing, and so Gino, Tony's dad, was trying to figure out basically who was nicking the chickens, and so it went through loads of different animals, and what it ended up being was a really fat python, so close to one. Oh, it's honestly insane. So luckily we haven't actually seen any, but a few months ago Sophie and Tony had one in their house, which little baby ones, which are actually worse venomous wise. Wasn't a python, I don't know what it was, but yeah, a lot worse, and they have a child, so yeah, not ideal. So as you can see, it is just rows and rows of mango trees, and it's such a beautiful landscape. It's so lovely, and I don't know if you can see in the background there is mountains. It's just a luscious area to live. Like, we have really, like, we got the jackpot with this job. Honestly, if any job has like a view like this, come at me, because I'm right there. But yeah, I'm just so grateful that we are living in such a beautiful area. Oh, and let me prop you down so I can tell you about what job Charlie does. So he obviously picks the fruit. So when they're ready, he picks them and then brings them to us in the shed. But he does other jobs like picking weeds, or like getting rid of weeds and cutting things down and putting sticks in to help things grow. So he's very much helping about on the farm, whereas that's not really the case for me. But luckily I have been able to get a job at the bakery in town, but I don't think I'm going to show you around the bakery unless you're up for a musical, and we're bringing on loads of Sweeney Todd songs. So yeah, if you want to, but I don't think so. Anyway, let's carry on to the big dam. The big dam. We've had a lot of rain, so it might be overflowing a little bit. So let's see what we're working with. So like I predicted, it's pretty flooded, so me walking up to the dam is a no-go. So we're going to go from this view. So this is obviously not the dam is on the other side. It's not a proper dam either, but it has a good go at it. It's so big that my cousin went paddleboarding, and even Charlie had a go at paddleboarding. And the drone shots, yes, we did get a drone. The drone shots are amazing. It just makes it look humongous. But it's really nice coming down here because obviously we can do family things like that, but also it's really nice to have the views. So yeah, the big dam known as Lake Teo, so big up Teo. Yeah, it's just a stunning location, it's just beautiful. Wait, Charlie's here to pick me up for the 5-minute walk back down, so I'm gonna get in that. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so last thing on the tour is showing you around our flat. So, the living room area, then we've got some washing, got our bin, bathroom area, pretty nice, pretty nice. Big kitchen area, and then our bedroom. So that's actually 2 mattresses just thrown on the floor, and it just works so much better for Charlie and I. And then finally we have the dump room. So it looks pretty tidy, to be fair. It's got all of our clothes, it's got any other bits that maybe people have given us or we've bought, and that's about it. Yeah. So if this hasn't convinced you to come to Australia and work on a farm, then I don't know what will. It's such a good opportunity, and if you're coming here for a work and holiday visa, you must make sure you're doing it at some point on your year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever. But it is most certainly something that should be on your list. In terms of what we've been up to for the last couple of weeks or months, I think we're going to do that in the next video, or maybe a couple videos down. We're not entirely sure when videos are coming out because we're pretty much just working. We're not doing any traveling at the moment. We're just saving so that we can do a hardcore travel further down the line. So if you don't hear from us for another 2 weeks, very sorry, but something will be out soon enough. So we'll see you when we see